There's two parts. If you hear the difference in both songs or both lyrics, a story of one named Skabel. But I normally like to know the bad and the good of things, even if it sounds like someone sounds like they low confidence, because I notice the big talkers are always full of crap too. But I'm not here to point fingers at the ones that can talk bigger, talk low. It's cool. Peace and love. Chill, 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 chill. Well, let's get it. I want to express myself. I never do it, so why not? Practicing makes it perfect. Well, it's Skabel. He's back from hell. Need you to hear the vocal cords in my throat. Here it go. It's a poem and a rap. If it adapt, then it'll trap. Not just a trap. I take that back. I mean, I just will have to go ahead and adapt. I'll start with the 8th and 9th grade. Just a briefing of how I used to deal with my days. If it may help another, then that would be awesome for a brother and a sister. There's a lot of facades and looks that deceive you. A lot of facades and looks that would deceive your eyes. A lot of facades, a lot of illusions, a lot of tricks and lies. And it will come off like that's reality. And you probably already seen it for yourself. Your wealth is in yourself. Nurture your health. I said nurture your health. I'm not gonna hold. They try to give us bull crap food from the jump. Like this is Jehovah Witness. And I'm not trying to disrespect the church, because they also taught me great discipline, and that's what's worth a good great deal in things. Righteousness is important, especially wise righteousness. Be cunning as a serpent, but as delicate as a dove. That's my summary of the Bible. I know I messed it up, but hey, I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to teach my story, how I had to go through it in high school and create my own glory. You can hear that tone of voice. Probably a man that you would think has lack of self-esteem, but hasn't we all been a baby before? What you mean? Especially the worst of the worst has been a child before, you know? But I've got to send this message out to the youth. Believe in yourself, even in silence, okay, my troop? You are cool in your own right. You have your own army in yourself, your own light, and your own darkness. And it's also important to master both sides, because you are the true king and queen. And never forget it. Never neglect it. You don't always have to answer a response in the way that you do. Always make sure that your reaction is good for you. And if you are respectful and honest and righteous, you can double that and make sure that you keep your distance and self-love in the right place. And for the wicked that keep going on with no place and no hole, no place but just the big hole, you probably can turn back around and do the right thing too, bro. And for the female too. This is how it goes in this world. They try to trick us out of our spot, make us make choices that we didn't even mean to after a long period of time. They've been training us and putting this through our heads since birth. You're not cursed. You're not a sinner. You're an innocent being that has a lot of light to offer the world. I had to keep my distance in the 9th and the 10th all the way up to the 12th. I didn't even know I was doing it. Keeping your distance, you had great wealth in yourself. Of course, there was times I slipped, I got bullied, but I didn't make no one hit me and disrespect me or abuse me in that regard. But if there was the Joan, I might have to Joan back, and then those other times I didn't attack. Actually, it was a lot of that. But after a time, I was like, bro, why am I trying to prove myself to people that I barely even really want to impress or even know? When it's really I need to atone for myself own. Myself own. I'm not selfish. I could be selfless. But sometimes it seems like it's being abused. And why would I want someone to take that and use for their own self-gain? And does it have no purpose for both of us to grow and retain and review? It's cool. Keep my distance in tune. Loneliness, I'm not worried about that. I've been alone a long time. Even when I wasn't alone, I was never alone. Nature was on my side. Nature was always there. Even at the coldest and saddest of days, I would go outside and walk and just still enjoy the glaze of the sun. I'm not talking about no such shit. I'm talking about what's genuine, sons and daughters. I'm talking about the actual thing. Where you just, brothers and sisters, I'm talking about the actual thing. When you just walk in and inhale that cold air, that hot air, and it just feels like, dang, this nice, feeling it within. Birds chirping. If the bird's not, you can still hear the crickets. If the cricket's not, you just in tune, you can feel it. Walking off all that stress that you've been dealing. Walking all that stress that you've been feeling. Walking on and walking off and then walking off and walking off the next day, every day. Just be like, well, I feel alone and I feel my heart with a hole. But I'm walking off because I ain't hurt nobody and I don't have no one to hurt me, and that's something that I know. As a prophet of the last sequence of what happened? Well, it was when I first went to high school, and it was okay. For the first year and the second year, I guess, I lied. 12th grade year was the best side. We'll get back to that another time. Now, coming from the 6th and 7th, 8th grade, those were the times that things was okay. But 8th grade did shaking your boy up. And then they went on to the real tough. I'm telling you now, when your feet ain't firmly planted in the ground, at least run around and make sure it was a good run. That's what the OGs and old heads told me. So back to the story. I'm just coming off of the best experience, noticing that I had a great character, but then I moved as usual. Now I gotta go and try again, start fresh. Normally, it's all been the same. You go to a new school, you either become a lame, and sometimes there's something to gain. Or you be famous and everybody love you. It's all strange, it's a game. Pick a character, I guess I chose the lame. You know, where was it all at? Where it went wrong in that? Who was that I never had stuck to? Who was that? Me. Everything that matters is for me. If I don't have my self-respect for me, it's cool, you see? I've only been in this world with me. I'm not saying I'm a lonely outcast, but it's fine. Been alone for a long time. Not letting things go out of the bind. Even if I had a taste of love and a taste of fun, you're not gonna make me do what I don't wanna do, fudge that. Even if a titty was to spread out and give me a suck. As long as I know it was some genuine love. I don't wanna be using myself up. Why you wanna use me up like that? It's always how I go out here, I guess. But I don't know, the times has changed from when that was the thing. All I know is when you see that happening, hold yourself accountable and hold yourself strong. Say what you need to say and then let it be known. For your own self-respect, be your own too. I'm glad Lightshow, the rapper, had taught me a thing or two. Old rapper I used to listen to. He'd be like, listen up, young man. You can go where you like. Don't follow my path, cause I hold these guns. And I do these stunts, but this life is tough, but it gets 10 times tougher. I used to hang with, this is my part, I used to hang with friends all the time. But some of them I was just like, why am I even lying to them like this, my guy? I wouldn't say I was extremely a liar though, because there's levels to lies. But I would say that I didn't have to hang around these guys. I would have been better off by myself. I didn't have to put up any front that I'm tough all the time. Or that I need you in my space to feel like I'm accepted in this place. I started to realize this school is full of remorse, chaos, in order to mess up my imagination, my creativity, my stability, the way I feel towards me. And I feel like it's been done to a lot of us. So I gotta express it. And remember, I shouldn't have neglect any of it or regret any of it. Of course, there was times I regret a lot of it, but I had to accept it. Times where I gotten bullied, I could have stood up for myself. And it wasn't extreme bullying, so I'm grateful for that. But as long as no one didn't put their hands on me, I would have never had to attack. But verbally, I noticed internally I was lacking. And at least I could have stuck to my bridges. And that would have been like, hey, that's one thing I can say I did actually. I reversed that. I did stuck to one thing. Stayed on myself. And sometimes I did get out of character when I felt like I'm getting a little fake love. But at the same time, I still stayed with myself. I didn't owe nobody nothing. I made sure I got up out of there. Do my work and make sure I don't think so hard on why this guy has this and why I don't have nothing. I had stuff. I just wasn't looking into the things that were actually as valuable as what I thought was valuable for the ones that were showing up their self. That makes sense. You know, you got your funny guy, the one that get all the love and laughs. I was thinking, dang, I wish I had that again. But at the same time, it was like I had it before. And if you never had it, then that's why you would go for it, for sure. But I had it before, so I guess that's why I didn't pursue it again. Felt like, hey, I'm not gonna hate on them too much, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in my place. I'm stay in my race. Even if it is a slow pace. Can't let me move out of my registrations. You can't let me move out of my participation for myself. And then you can call it selfish, but it's self-control, self-wealth. And that would be my 8th and 9th grade. But there's more to 9th grade than just that. And yeah, I might just die one day, but it's alright. I had my life concaved, and that's a fact. We're gonna enjoy it still to this day, and that's a wrap.